Disclaimer, we cover everything from drugs to sex to suicide. If you have any issues or triggers, you are not going to want to listen to this podcast.
We are recording.
Sweet, 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 sweet. Welcome to the ShaneTrain, everyone. This is the ShaneTrain himself. You're actually listening to a second version of the first episode, and it's just crazy what's gone down. So maybe a year ago, I was really messed up mentally, and I was on my way to my therapist, and I was trying to figure out life and what the hell I was going to do and how to enjoy things again, and I was playing around with a podcast idea, and I was like, hey, let's just record this. So I threw my phone on in my car and just recorded myself, and you can hear it. I mean, we might play it. I was kind of messed up, and I recorded that. I don't know, it was maybe 10 minutes. And then I went right into the therapist, never told him I was recording. I record the whole session, like the good, the bad, the ugly, the vulnerable. I mean, I'm fairly mental, and it was a good episode. Well, it was good later on. Let me tell you why it got better. So I got my co-host here, Millennial Mason, Big Will. You guys want to say hi?
Hi.
What's up?
Let me tell you a little bit about these guys. So I was originally going to do a podcast mainly by myself, and then I realized I'm mainly boring by myself. So I was like, hey, guys, do you want to work on a podcast together? Because we have, honestly, you guys can admit it, we have good banter.
The best?
Yeah, I was going to make a Goonies reference when you said, hey, you guys, but yeah, thank you.
Can I get sued for that?
After last week?
I know. Oh, so, yeah, we could have been sued.
Yeah.
Lawyers shut stuff down. Before we go into that, let's introduce you guys a little.
Okay.
I'm going to challenge you, and I didn't even prep you for this.
Oh, no.
Mason,
Yes.
It just got
1
real.
minute, who you are and what you do.
What
That's
I
awesome.
do?
Yeah, just try. Just go.
I work at a float tent company.
Yeah.
What I am is the coolest person alive.
Yeah.
I'm very humble.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
All right, that was like a 10
Just
second.
a chill dude.
Will,
And I was born in the 90s. That's important.
this is important.
It's important for the whole season.
When were you born, Will?
In the 70s.
When was I born?
In the 80s.
The 80s.
We got 3 generations, which is badass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will, 1 minute, who you are, what you do.
Man, I don't know if I can follow Mason. I'm a writer.
Yeah?
I'm an artist.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with music.
You're obsessed. You have a CD collection that is embarrassing.
Yeah, way embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
Like, I could probably sell those and retire happy.
If you can retire in 10
That's how
bucks.
embarrassing.
Nailed it.
That hurts quite a bit. Is that what they're worth now? That's what they're worth now.
I don't know. You could recycle them and maybe get like 15.
I'm a proud father
That's real.
of just the greatest gift on this earth.
She's a cool daughter.
She is awesome. She is something that is just beyond words for me. And this is fun for me. I think the only explanation I could give after that is it's been a long time since I've been behind a mic.
Yeah. Will was on a ridiculously funny
If you can call it that.
Nice.
show. What was it, Mason?
Saved
I'm
it.
challenging Mason. What was it called?
Ben and Will's Ice Cream Adventure.
Ooh, you were close. Ben and Willie's Ice Cream Extravaganza.
Dude, we watched this.
Yeah.
We watched this, and it was Will like with long hair, stoked on like this really old music.
Well, it was a wig.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
a wig.
It was a wig. Yeah.
And you just called people out. You called out cops, and you called out the town. You were in bars at what Idaho?
Pocatello.
Pocatello.
Yeah. Called them all out.
Oh yeah.
Police department.
You got tickets. You got in trouble.
Yeah,
You had to go
yeah.
to the city council.
We call out Idaho quite a bit.
Oh my God.
We do.
Idaho gets put on blast.
Idaho and Drake.
Oh, you guys are gonna enjoy this season
Yeah.
so much.
I think
Here's
so.
how I know. It's all recorded already. Like seriously, we recorded every episode.
We were ready.
And the Monday we were going to launch, my attorney was like, you can't air this because my therapist said, yeah, you can air it. That's a cool idea. Thanks for making like mental health kind of public and weird stuff that should be shameful. And he said yes. And then the company on Monday morning was like, you cannot air that at all. Good luck.
Idiots.
Yeah, that pisses me off.
And we're not talking small lawsuit. We're talking large lawsuit before we even start.
Yeah, and to give them credit, I did not ask for permission, and I apologize profusely. And I even said I cut out everything where anyone would ever know it's you. It's just a voice asking Shane questions.
Yeah.
Not good enough. Can I augment the voice? Not good enough. Like I I'm so pissed off about that.
But just
Yeah.
so everyone knows, Shane apologizes, but I don't think Will and I apologize. Like, you apologize profusely, but I don't think we do.
No, that really pisses me off.
Yeah, I think
What did
we
they
don't
have to lose?
Yeah, and there's a huge benefit there. There's a huge gain for them. One, they could have marketed themselves.
I would have pitched the hell out of them.
Totally.
Yeah.
Two, why not help a broad audience at that moment?
Yeah.
I mean, if your whole goal and your whole company is based on healing and helping, this is a perfect avenue for it.
They just axed it, dude.
Yeah.
I think they enjoyed not they.
Yeah.
My therapist's cool.
Yeah.
I think both therapists were cool. I just think that company just loved it.
Yeah.
Just, I can shatter a dream in a moment.
There's a specific person.
They seemed very happy to do that.
Yeah.
I think I just hit my mute switch. Sweet.
Yep.
But yeah, I think a very specific person was like, oh, my day could not get better if I could just axe this.
1
thing."
minute, go. Who are you?
Who am I?
Nice.
I am the ShaneTrain. I run a couple businesses: wig tape and glue, float tanks. I got a book. I learning how to break dance, and it's going horribly. I'm kind of quirky. Mason calls me a goon. I got a wife and 2 boys. Beautiful little family. Although I'm not sleeping hardly at all. Was that under a minute?
Sure. Do you huff the glue?
Oh, no. I huff that purple sauce. Or whatever that vape sauce is.
Oh, it starts now.
Okay. Just right into it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
This is really funny because Mason is definitely our millennial, and Shane is now obsessed with saying things like "lit fam."
Yeah.
But
because you should see Mason's face. It's
I slaughter
cringe.
it.
What did? Oh yeah, that's what you.
I'm the
you're
slang
the slang
slaughter.
slaughterer.
Yeah.
I love your enthusiasm though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're really pushing for millennial language to be like the
Dude,
normal.
I wear joggers.
You do.
Yeah. I say sus. I don't know what it means for sure, but I
Oh,
You
say
listen
yeah.
to Kendrick.
I listen to Kendrick.
Why is that a millennial thing? That's just good hip hop.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
You want to
that's
know
just
what bad
good
hip hop
He's
is?
like 28.
Oof. You know what shitty music is Drake.
Drake. All right,
Okay.
perfect.
You guys-
We're just setting the stage. We've recorded a whole season, so if you like a little of this, you're gonna get a large dose of this.
Yeah.
How many episodes did we do this season?
Oof. Okay, so this is a good time to explain. We've recorded a lot.
Yeah.
What prevents the airing?
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. So, I set up a committee called the Shitty Committee because I get lost in the trees. Everything I'm doing on this podcast, I enjoy. So I needed someone to be in charge of a committee that axes episodes. That's what they do. So we've recorded a bunch of episodes we didn't even air.
Yeah.
And it's not our choice. And I think that's the only way to keep quality up. It's honestly, how else would you cut your friend or someone you like or someone you landed?
Or even a great guest.
Yeah.
That one of us thinks is a great guest.
No, not even that. That great guest, but like it didn't deliver on the episode.
Yeah. And no offense to them.
Yeah. No, but the committee is one of my favorite things about this podcast. So if you're hearing an episode, it made it past the committee. So awesome. Thanks for bringing that up. We had to mention that.
I thought that was such a novel idea. You know what I mean? Because if there's one thing that I could say, knowing like what we've recorded, I'd almost want to give like a trigger alert or almost a disclaimer. One, this is going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Two, we say whatever we want to say whenever we want to say it. And
sure.
Three, there are some topics that you might not give a shit about.
Yeah.
And there are some where you're like, oh my heavens, did that person really do that?
Yeah.
So we have a wide variety.
Oh, my God, wide variety.
We don't keep anybody out. We don't. We just bring them in because it's interesting.
Oh, dude, it's been such a cool first season. It came through hard.
Yeah.
We've got I'm just gonna throw out a few little teasers. We got prostitute, Tesla, not the real guy, he's dead. Aliens.
Dude, wait a minute.
Leave it open.
He might not be dead.
I thought that was really Tesla.
We could have done.
We had a whole seance and everything. I thought we were
Dude,
Bro.
we had a really famous plant. It's just good. We have
a plant.
He used past tense because that thing is.
Oh no, you'll get
Anyway.
it. You'll get it.
You guys are gonna love this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's where we're at. I liked the crazy vulnerable therapy session first episode, but the feeling was I could get it from Mason and Will, like it's good enough. And I'm like, well, here's the purpose. It makes it weird, different, vulnerable, and we can build trust quick. So what ended up happening is once the episode got axed, I was just like so sad because so much of it was banter and good banter, but you can't acts like back and forth conversation. So I just axed out a bunch of the questions I thought were still good, just my version of it.
Yeah.
So there's literally no recording of the people who said you can't air it.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah, and the first thing, it was the recording in the car. Mason doesn't dig it. Will on the fence.
I'm in the middle.
Yeah, I was fucked up, man. So the recording we should play, is it too long?
Well, let's play a little bit.
Yeah, let's play a little bit.
Because I would like to give the audience a sense of where you were.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Yeah, let's just play it. This is when I'm in the car on my way to the therapist a year ago. Totally messed up.
All right.
Hello. Welcome to the ShaneTrain podcast. The point of this podcast is, I don't know if it has a point, really. The reason I'm doing the podcast is because I feel like I got a whole bunch of shit I'm working through. Is my voice shaking?
I think
I'm interesting. I don't know. We're going to find out if I'm interesting, judging on how the podcast does. But I'm fucked up. I want to take people into my world.
It sounds like you're having an anxiety attack.
I want to go through some of my mental and internal struggles publicly because I think it's valuable for people. I run a couple different successful businesses. One is a family business called Walker Tape Co. And we make tape and glue for wigs and hair extensions.
Thrilling, huh?
It's a family business started by my grandpa 30 years ago, and it's amazing. It's taught me so much. I've done so much. It's opened so many doors for me, so many opportunities. And then a couple years ago, launched a startup, a floating startup. We make the Zen float tent. And the Zen float tent, it's a sensory deprivation chamber, isolation tank, all the different names. But ours is the first affordable one that can ship around the world. You can go to zenfloatco.com if you want to check it out. So I've got the two companies, and my schedule in my life is loaded constantly, and I'm reaching a burnout point as we speak. In fact, in the car right now, I'm in definite burnout mode. 10 years ago, I had a full-on panic and anxiety collapse in my life. Basically, felt like it was ending. My panic got so bad, I thought I was actually crazy or schizophrenic. I didn't know how to interpret anxiety and panic at the time, so I just went to one of my deepest fears, which was schizophrenia and just going insane. Growing up, my uncle, schizophrenia set in when he was about 18, and it ruined his whole life. And it was the biggest sad story in my family, and I grew up hearing it, and I watched my uncle, and he wasn't always in a good place, and it freaked me out. So 10 years ago, when life got the best of me, I freaked out, and I assumed it was that, but it wasn't that. And I ended up writing a book called The Float Tank Cure, because I found my way from panic and anxiety into, I had to find my way through a lot of things, but I found my way into counseling. And I've taken a whole bunch of medications and antidepressants over the years. And I probably put 500-600 hours of therapy in. And what's interesting is I'm still back here at the place. So floating, I found my way into meditation through a therapist who recommended that, meditation would calm me down and just make me have a more calm, peaceful life. And it totally did. And through that, I found my way into float tanks, and I got obsessive over it, built a float tank in my basement, helped other people build float tanks, and floating and meditation truly took away my anxiety and panic. I don't battle that anymore. I don't need that panic medication to get through my days, and I'm okay, which is really good. But I ended up getting off medication, writing a book. I took medication as needed, and it's funny because I feel a certain amount of guilt that I'm writing a book on, save your life, be healthy, and float, and then I'm on my way right now to the psychiatrist. Not just a normal psychiatrist. I'm actually going to a medication specialist that my wife found. It's so interesting to me. I have successful businesses, what many would say is a successful life. I have a beautiful wife, about 7-month-old, beautiful little baby boy. I've got great supportive family. I've got everything you could ever ask for, and yet I'm still here, mental burnout, and I don't know what to do. It's almost like life has lost a lot of its luster, or I don't feel joy like I used to. Me and my wife were just on a vacation in Mexico, and for the first day of the vacation, I couldn't even relax. I was so worked up and concerned about what I was dropping or not keeping going in life, and I was just a wreck on my first day of the vacation, on a damn vacation. I freaking just crying on my first day of vacation. What is that? That's weird. And it was sad to me, and I realized that I don't really do hobbies or a lot of fun stuff anymore. And even though I've found my way into no panic and anxiety, I still realize that I have a depressive thing going on in me. So my wife found this medication specialist, and I feel just got done finishing the intake forms. It was 26 pages of stuff about my life, my childhood, my tendencies, my bad habits, my good habits, my feelings towards anything, my thoughts on suicide or death. And I don't think realistically about suicide. I don't think I have it in me, and I don't want to leave. I'm not that type of person. I don't give up. But I think about death and the point of this all. What is the point of this life? I don't fully understand it right now, and I'm kind of in a dark place. So for the first episode, I am inviting you to join me in the office of this psychiatrist medication specialist. And I was originally going to ask them if I could record it, but then I thought it would lose a lot of its rawness. And I want the value of this podcast, when we're not having fun and interviewing fun, interesting people, I want to be real and raw and go to scary places and talk about scary things. And I think the best way to kick this podcast off is to I'm just going to throw my phone in my front pocket, and I'm going to record the session, and you can just enter my world, enter the ShaneTrain and the Shane brain, which is a scary place, but I think it'll bring some value. So I'm just about 15 minutes away in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I think that wraps up the intro pretty well. So next time, or whatever the hell I'm trying to say, in just a second we'll be in the office, and you can check out everything that's going to happen in there. So here we go. Whoa.
Yeah.
Some of it was boring, but I was messed up, man.
Yeah.
So I would like to explain why I was on the fence for a moment.
Yeah.
That is the person that I met.
Really? Yeah, it's been about that long ago.
Yeah, that is the person that I met. And the reason why I was indifferent, and the reason why I wanted last week, which still pisses me off.
Me too.
Was because you got you went from that to a full explanation. You had a full diagnosis. You had a full breakdown from both sides. You saw a healer and a hurting all in one, and then suddenly it was completely taken away from us.
Oh, that pissed me off.
I've never heard a podcast. I've never watched a TV show or listened to a radio show that was willing to be that raw, that you were that raw. I mean, you don't sound healthy. You sound like you are just experiencing a constant anxiety attack. So the reason why I had trepidation was because I look at the man that I see now, after we've done this, after we've recorded, we've had a blast. So it's like watching two different people.
Damn, man. Like, so after that, all you heard was just my full intake for like 30 minutes. And it was juicy, and some of it was banter, so I couldn't edit out a lot of the stuff I wanted to keep.
We tried.
It was cool. The episode was cool.
We tried really hard to save a lot of it.
Yeah, we tried to even... Can we augment your voice so you can't even recognize anything? Nope, that's our... didn't they call it likeness?
Yeah.
And the attorney's like...
Their likeness.
Yeah, and my attorney's like, it's lawful that you recorded that, but it's unlawful to put it without their consent. You're going to get probably in trouble.
The shitty part is one of them, the main person was like, go ahead.
Yeah, one person who wasn't in the recording is who axed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this, one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to do this, because I love being raw. I love the fact that we have presented a way that people cannot feel alienated. And that's why we have a variety of guests from one side of the spectrum all the way to another. And you're going to hear it. If you follow us and you listen to us, you're going to understand that it's all across the board. And as the seasons go, we're going to get more and more and more of a variety. It's going to get more and more raw. It's going to get more and more juicy. Yeah. Some of it's going to be silly. Some of it you're going to be like, what the hell are these guys even talking about?
Silly?
Yeah, no.
Really?
No. So to start it off like that you're willing to be that raw and put it out there.
I thought it was cool.
I want these listeners to hold on.
I thought it was cool, man.
Yeah.
God.
I thought it was cool, too.
The more I think about it, the more pissed off I get again. Because I think the lady who axed it just... Can I say lady? Yeah, there's like half the world is ladies.
I did once.
Over half.
I already did that once.
I think the lady who axed it just thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
She's like, what do I have to lose? Nothing? What do you have to lose? Everything? Yeah, it's over.
Just like displaying her power.
Yeah, my therapist thought it was cool.
Yeah.
He's like, thank you. That's cool. What a good idea.
Well, and that's the thing. If we're going to augment voices, how would you ever trace that back to who was in that scenario? How would you?
And just so you know, we never, in the recording, it never said any information, no doctor names.
I cut it all out.
Nothing.
And it took me a lot of time to cut it all out.
We spent a lot of time taking care of that first one.
I think each one of us went through it at least once or twice, and then we each went through and edited a different version.
Yeah.
I think we spent the most time on this episode.
So if you're listening right now, we're still pissed.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because we had launch plan, we had dates, everything was set, and on all week.
Yeah,
I've been getting texts and messages of like, can't find the show. So it's like, no, we're not full of shit. We really did this. We don't just get in a room to drink Jameson on Fridays and lie to you people.
Speaking of, I need a drink.
So okay, so start us off with the whole J.
Yeah. So this season 1 is unofficially sponsored by Jameson, and they're gonna send us a pallet of Jameson, or we'll never mention them again.
No.
But
no, done with it.
I don't know if I'm able to leave them.
If you check
I'm good.
No, come on, you gotta have one more. Just one more.
Right.
If you check our Twitter account,
just make it an easy one.
We follow one.
No brimmers.
Okay.
We follow one, and that's Jameson.
We follow one.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, Big J, we will not follow you anymore.
I love Jameson.
Yeah.
You know what? I look forward to it. Maybe I'm just an alcoholic, but
no, it's fun, man.
No, I don't like the funness of it. I like it tastes good now.
Oh, you say now, and that's fantastic. You say now,
because
little teaser alert.
Yeah.
Later on throughout the season, you're going to hear what Mason really thought.
Oh, it's a journey. It's a journey.
It started off as cat's asshole.
Yeah. Jameson is like life, huh?
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, so Gambay, I was in China not too long ago, and one of my buddy's dads, he said that in China, if you say Gambay and clink your glasses, you have to finish whatever's in it. That's beer or liquor. So now we Gambay.
We ready for a Gambay? Every Friday.
Yeah, I don't think you could have got any more whiskey in that glass.
Tink, tink, tink.
Yeah, man. That one was good. That was good.
So let me tell what's going on. Okay, so you heard I was messed up. I swear my voice was shaking. I was messed up.
It was.
You missed a lot of the banter, the intake banter. You missed a lot of good shit. But what we did is I pulled out 13 questions. I mean, relevant. If some of them suck, you guys should just say they suck.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll tell you.
But we're just going to play them in order. So it's not them asking. It's just me answering. So we're just
having a conversation.
Yeah. The first question that I kept from the recording basically was, what are you taking medication-wise? Should we put play?
Okay.
Yeah, so right now he's actually going to talk about the questionnaire.
Yeah, this is me answering that question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I got off Wellbutrin maybe 6 months ago. I've had a regular prescription to Xanax. Paxil, I had a doctor mix in years ago, and it seemed to take a social edge off, but I've done so much work on like social anxiety that I feel fine now. so I don't feel like I need that.
Any commentary on that? Xanax is awesome.
Yeah, I hear that.
I still take Xanax when I need it.
I hear that, and it pisses me off.
What?
Because you lose what we work so hard on.
Yeah.
And hopefully by the end of this, I'm going to let go of a little bit of the anger.
Either that or you just be drunk.
Well,
Right?
yeah, maybe.
It loses its luster.
Shout out to
It
Uber.
does.
Instead of voyeurism, like listening and banter, it's like
Yeah.
now it's just playing like, oh, I'll take an antidepressant and I'll take Xanax.
But don't do that.
What?
It still is there.
Okay, it's a little there.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I mean, you're listening to this, you're driving in your car, you're at home right now, you're cleaning the house, whatever you're doing when you're like, I'm going to listen to this new podcast. We don't give a shit what you're on and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Frankly, the position that I'm taking, you're okay.
Yeah.
We're all on this crazy journey called life. And this is Shane diving deep in where the hell his head was.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify that anybody who's listening, you're probably really weird, but that's okay.
Yeah. I think that people who listen and follow this will be small.
Yeah. Well,
No, like it could
let's
be
not.
It could be big in scale, the whole world. We could have a ton of listeners, but there's going to be a small niche of people
Yeah.
that love it.
And they're all weirdos.
And the mainstream's going to be like, yeah, weird people.
Well, and here's the beauty. We do this because we enjoy this.
Yeah. So if no one listens, I think we'd still do it.
I would be fine if these just sat on a hard drive somewhere.
So this might be like when Tom Hanks is yelling to the beach ball on
yeah.
Castaway.
Totally.
I'm fine with that.
I'm cool to yell at a beach. We should get a beach ball so we can yell at.
We
Anyway.
should. Will you put a handprint on it, Mason, so we can
Yeah.
make it real?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That was really good.
We need to. I'm going to pose the question, and before we play it, you guys
Okay.
just say if this is going to be interesting.
Can
at
we
all.
backtrack for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
So you admitted what you were on. You talked about what you're on.
Yeah.
Was that a benefit for you? Did it help?
He put me on this. It's called mirtazapine, I think.
Mirtazapine?
Do you guys remember when I showed up and I was like in slow motion for a few days?
Yeah.
You were really
Oh, yeah.
sick, too.
So that seems really unhealthy, right?
Yeah.
And as a float tank guy, that seems like, well, why are you using medication? I swear to God, something that happened in my life and childhood, it's almost like antidepressants as needed, but there is something in my body that just doesn't work. No matter if I eat right, float right, health right, do everything right, I have dark clouds come over outside of thought, and I need help sometimes.
I think that's why we can all sit at this table and do this, is because we all have that.
Yeah.
It's
So,
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, what floating is, and I was totally honest about this in my book, floating's a tool. Floating's like the gym. Floating's like any other supplementation. It's just, it's a tool.
Yeah.
It's not going to
Yeah.
fix your life. You got to do it. You got to pursue a good life.
See, and that's not even a plug for floating.
No.
It's a simple fact of you were in a dark hole, and that was a huge avenue for you to get out of it.
Yeah, and floating is awesome,
Yeah.
but it won't save you. You got to go pursue. You got to get healthy relationships. You got to maybe go to a counselor. You got to maybe do whatever it takes, man.
Yeah.
So you're saying you got to save yourself.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Question number 2. They asked me basically, how's your depression? Do you think this could be an interesting answer?
Okay.
I can't even remember the answer. We might as well play it.
All right.
See what happens.
So I got off antidepressants and I did the exercise. I float a sensory deprivation tank, so it's like meditation. So I'm calm and I'm stable and I'm productive for the most part, minus the obsessive stuff. But I am lacking like the shine and the joy of life, and even stuff I used to enjoy I don't care to anymore. It's like I don't know the point of doing anything that is enjoyable. It's really weird. We went on vacation. The first day of vacation, I couldn't even get my head in the vacation. I was crying. It was weird. And the general feeling, my wife, she's a really good measure on me, because I get lost in my own stuff. But she's like, you just don't seem to enjoy anything like you used to. Everything's a task. And it feels that way. Yeah, even stuff I should really like.
No joke. So I was so messed up that I couldn't even go have fun on a Friday when I recorded that original thing.
Yeah.
Because of the podcast, Fridays are my best day.
Fridays are bitching.
Yeah.
But can I just tell you, I had the same experience. Alex and I went to San Diego for something, and the first night we were there, I cried for like a lot of the night just because of anxiety, and I couldn't stop.
So
I didn't know if it was like anxious from being away from home or being away from work or what it was, but I did that, and then this whole trip was rough. But on the way home, we're driving, and it's like a 10-hour, 11-hour drive, and it was pitch black. and I was driving, and I was like, what if I just flipped the wheel and we just rolled off the road?
What is that?
I don't know. It just the highest anxiety level you can imagine.
Fear.
Dude,
Yeah.
these like super dark moments,
Yeah.
I'm thinking a lot more people have. Very few people speak the
Yeah.
super dark.
But I think that's why we can all sit at this table and have a real conversations, because
Yeah.
you've had it, Will, you've had it, Shane, and I've had it.
Yeah.
So we all understand.
Again, I'm going to say it, and I
Everything.
said it earlier before we dove into this. No one is alienated here.
Yeah.
We all admit, and maybe we're the three that want to put it out there.
Yeah.
All of us have thought these things. All of us have had moments of paranoia. We all have. I think everyone's gone through that scenario of like,
Yeah.
I'm going through this intersection, I might get plowed into, or I'm driving down the road. What happens if I twitch?
Yeah.
We've all done that. There is zero fear in exploring and understanding your own mind.
Every time you're vulnerable and say stuff that's like, whoa, I can't believe you just said that. There's like 20 people who are like, oh, I'm normal. Or, oh, I might speak about mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or actually, every time in a group setting, I just say, this is what's messed up about me. Or like, I go to counseling or I do all these things. People come up to me after and they're like, should I go to counseling? I do too.
Hey, dude, I just want to let you know that I go
It's
too.
permission, dude. You're given permission.
Why is it a bad thing?
I don't know. It's
I
still
don't want to go
taboo.
off on a tangent here because
Yeah.
we've got a flow going.
I've got a great... Go ahead.
Why is it a bad thing? Because even 10 years ago, I'm a product of the 70s, and we'll talk about this, and Mason makes tremendous fun of me for being the old
All
guy.
season. We've
All
recorded the
season.
whole
It's
season.
my duty.
It's
great.
all season. Apparently, Mason's convinced that he has to. He's going to keep me young. I do not speak millennial. So we're just going to make this
not
clear.
yet.
Do not yet,
That's not lit.
No, that is not.
It's really sus.
That is, you kill me.
Go on.
But I remember a time, even let's say mid '90s, right? Grunge was out. Let's just talk about grunge for a moment. And there was like dark shit, and it was the rawness of the music, and it was dark. But you still did not talk about going to therapy. It was still like so taboo. Why the fuck? And I just dropped the F-bomb.
Yeah.
Is it a big deal to get healthy? You take vitamins, you exercise, you eat right, you sleep, the whole 9 yards. Why is it not okay to take care of your mind?
Try this on for size. Fucking establishments that help mentally ill people won't let this stuff be aired.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with them.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, there we are.
But seriously, people might have heard the session in its entirety and been like, that's what happens? I'll do that.
Yeah. It could have just
So it's
taken the
really
fear.
not that scary.
No, it
Yeah,
fucking...
exactly.
Ugh.
Or
So, hey, I just want to clear this up, and no one will ever know who these people are.
Yeah.
But my both therapists were cool.
yeah. I love that you can hear them typing.
Yeah. What if they're like, typing is our likeness. We're going to sue you.
Oh, we hear that code. We know who that
Yeah.
was that typed
We
that.
know the keystrokes.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
know.
She was all about whatever.
Why are you
Whatever.
assuming, dude?
Yeah.
So-
they,
Dude, okay, so remember how Mason, you're like, will you keep this fire until Friday?
Yeah.
It's coming back.
yeah. I did not
right.
lose this fire.
I'm irritated.
So
I just remember a week prior to this,
yeah.
you came in, you made the call to the people, and they were like, nah.
So
And then, go ahead.
yeah, no, explain the scenario. So it was not just a call. We were on and off the phone with lawyers
Oh, yeah.
all day long.
Yeah.
All day long.
But I think you got the email, and she's like, due to company policy, yada, 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 we can't let you air it. And immediately after that, everybody was on fire. And I just wanted to be able to get that recorded,
yeah.
that fire.
I think
Yeah.
I think we
So
got
as long as that's there.
that. Yeah.
Because that's the thing. We were going to record this just after we found out we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I think we were so pissed
Oh,
that
I
this would not come across the way
Yeah.
that I hope that it is now.
There was good banter I had to cut.
I mean, I can understand where they're coming from.
And their last reply was, we're going to go ahead and put it with our legal team and find out if you can.
Yeah.
This is going to take weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah, for our voice tone asking some guy questions.
Yeah.
Those
I can understand a little bit. Like, I can put myself in their shoes just a little bit and
do
kind of
it.
see.
Do it. It might help me.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I can kind of understand their side of things where we didn't really get permission.
I opened every conversation with I messed up.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm on our side, clearly. I have an interest in this show,
Yeah.
and I want it to succeed, and I thought it was a great episode. I'm just saying I can kind of see where they're coming from when...
It was a violation.
it wasn't even a violation necessarily. It was just like, hey, we don't want anything to happen, so let's just say no.
Yeah, and well, here's another thing. They don't know who we are, what we do.
Right.
That's the unknown right there.
Yeah.
So
But even then, you would have never found them. Unless you knew their voice tone, you would have never, ever found them.
and we were willing to augment.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll change your voice tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank God for lawyers out there, because season 1, episode 1, we could have gotten in a lot of trouble instantly, and you would not be hearing the ShaneTrain.
Yeah.
Oh no, maybe you would have.
No, we have one other episode we might get sued for.
Well, let's not.
We're not going
let's
to go
not.
there.
We might.
Let's not
All
say
right.
that.
Anyway,
Dude,
you did.
what's wrong with you?
Mason? Shush.
No joke.
That's not very
If I
Gucci.
got a letter for that one episode, I could see it. So let's just... Hey, listeners, it's in this season. You might recognize it.
Dude.
Mason, be Gucci.
You guys are sus af.
Does that work? Did I drop it?
Sus af.
Does Gucci?
Sure.
Dude, did you
Damn
guys
it.
know our forum is lighting up? We put a forum on ShaneTrain.com. There was like at least 2 people all over it.
Seriously.
Explain
Oh,
the
my
forum really quick.
You just go and post shit.
Tell all, say all, right?
Yeah.
So you need to vent.
Nice,
Go
dude.
vent.
That was a solid. If no one knew what a forum was, now they do.
Okay.
Now they do.
So it reminds me of like a chat room almost.
It's a lot like
Yeah,
AOL,
It's like an
right?
instant chat.
Yeah.
So when you hop onto the forum, you're gonna hear all that.
The old dial
Yeah.
tone.
Okay.
You can, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
And like pixels load in a line at a time.
Oh, dude, do you remember? Never mind.
Can we play Oregon Trail
I used to
in the forum?
You could, I guess.
I can forge the river.
Yeah.
I used to look at porn one line at a time. I
Yeah.
remember, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting, and it was like nipple.
I
Are you talking about old Skinamax? You didn't order it, but you can see it.
No, just the old school internet.
Dial
when you
up.
would like pull up that page, and the images were coming in, but it started with the hair and the face.
Oh
and it
my-
kept
You know what's
going.
funny? I bet you guys
wow.
remember someone picking up the phone, and the internet
Oh, for
goes away.
sure.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
playing
Who just picked up the phone?
I was playing Warcraft, and it's like, dude, your mom answered the phone again.
Oh my God, this is fantastic. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Skinamax, where your parents were too poor.
We
so
did
you
that
were like,
too. We did that
please
too.
tell me that's a nipple.
Did you guys
Dude,
take-
I just saw a nipple.
Did you guys take the filters off the cable?
No.
No.
What?
So we learned this early on. You
Never
just
had
go out,
filters.
you break open your cable box, and there was 2 cylinders.
Yeah.
Unscrew them, connect the 2 main lines together. You got it all, and no
I never
one's
had
checking.
filters.
Well, oh yeah, this is way before 90s.
Whoa.
No, but there were
No, it
filters.
wasn't before 90s, but before you would have been watching porn.
Shane, do you remember the old
You
click?
underestimated.
Okay. So here's a throwback. Do you remember the old click box where you had a giant box in each channel you had to push the button to go to?
No,
No,
Dude.
damn. I'm just saying.
You just lost it.
dude.
Yeah, I'm just.
we just went full generation
in the phone.
70s.
We just did it. This is exciting. 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Were you in
yeah.
your Cabarichis or whatever when
Z
you were
Cabarichis,
when you were
yeah.
pushing the buttons?
I might have been pegging my pants. wearing
Dude,
my,
your brother Sean, who you'll hear peppered throughout the season,
Oh yeah.
he showed me some pictures of him and his Z Cavaricis
Oh.
with his haircut and I can't even I can't do it
This
justice.
is awesome.
It is glorious.
Now, here's the beauty here. We have a full website to post and do whatever we want to do. So
That's true.
I can neither confirm nor deny that you might see some of these things.
Someone screwed up when they let us have a website.
That's
awesome. Yeah.
Someone really screwed
That's
up.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
Should we do
Question?
Another, should we
Yeah,
do
we
another
digress.
question?
We
Yeah.
digress.
This was a funny question, dude. She was like, she was asking me about suicide and asking if it's a reality. And then she's like, are you talking suicide, or is it kind of like if you never woke up, that's good? And I'm kind of like, yeah, if I never woke up, that's right.
That was her preface? That's how she
Kind of.
put
So
it?
I guess there's 2 types of suicide. One is like, I just can't handle this anymore. I kind of would like to die. And then one's like, I am going to kill myself. And mine's,
well, one is like you don't want to be here, and one is like if it happened, it's fine.
yeah. So I'm in that second camp. Like, yeah, whatever happens. If it's fine. At that point, I could not understand what the point of this was, and I was like, I'd be down to just kind of maybe not wake up.
Have you ever jumped between
Wow.
both?
I've never made serious plans.
Well, not serious plans,
I know
but have you ever had the mentality of like, I could go there?
Oh, for sure. Like no, like
Have you bounced between the two?
No, I've always been like.
Oh, I
there's
see
been
what
times when
Mason's
it's like
saying.
if I never wake up, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But I've never actually been like I'm preparing to kill myself.
How about you?
On a submission here, and who knows who the hell's listening
You
to
don't
this.
have to answer.
No, I will answer, because we're going to go ahead and get raw, right? I mean, we're going to be doing this for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
There have been moments where I have been like, oh, okay. So there are a few dark places. I've got a hard background, and there are some things I thought were my fault, that were not my fault. There were many moments where I tried to drink way too much alcohol in a bathtub so I could pass out and go underwater.
Whoa.
Nuts. Yeah, not.
That's like that. So close. It's
Yeah.
not pulling a gun, but it's so close.
Now
It's like,
here's-
let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Here's the caveat for me, and this is where I literally just got the gut wrenching feeling when you asked that.
Nice. Good
Yeah,
sign.
Yeah. I am a writer, and so a lot of my book has to deal with the obsession and love of other people. I spent a lot of years not knowing how to love myself.
I witnessed a change in that point in the last week.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
No spoil. Yeah, no,
we'll
we
get
can't-
there.
Yeah,
we'll get there. So it hit me hard when I had to be accountable for me, and I didn't know how to do that. So everything that I went through, for me, it was beyond anxiety, because I didn't really understand what anxiety was. Like I was talking to you earlier, you couldn't really talk about mental health. So if you felt freaked out or you felt screwed up, you just had to own it, and that was you. That was your chemical makeup.
Yeah.
So for me, that's really hard saying it.
Yeah.
There were moments where I was like, okay, this would be the way to go.
You were pretty close, man.
I was pretty close.
I've never been that far with the bathtub, but I've jumped between both.
Really?
Yeah.
How,
sure.
How would you do it?
A fun way.
I have a.
I don't know.
I have a suicide.
I never got to the point where I was like, this is how I do it. But there are times where I've been in that spot where it's like, this would be okay.
I have a suicide pro tip.
Maybe we shouldn't.
No, let's do.
Okay.
Suicide pro tip. If I ever wind up gone,
Yeah.
damn, it ruined my whole thing. Anyway, here's a suicide pro tip. If I was ever going to do it, I would walk away from my house, and I'd walk for a whole day up into the hills, and I would find the tallest tree, climb the tree, get in the tree, belt myself to the tree, tie the gun to the tree, off myself in the tree, and no one would ever know forever. Pro
Shane.
tip.
See, now here,
But see, you've thought of that before.
Yeah,
Well,
I orchestrated it. Well,
so-
no, so I read
So
about
you've been in the other camp.
I guess so, yeah.
let's be honest here.
I read about a guy in Germany who did that, and his relatives found him 20 years later. And when I was really thinking about it, I was like, if I really wanted to just disappear, that'd be the way to do it. This
Yeah.
is like a dark first.
Yeah, you both are going to have to let me speak here, because Mason, you just asked me a question that I don't know if I was ever willing to admit to anybody, because I wasn't even willing to admit it to myself. And we've
beauty
recorded
is-
a lot of these, and I have not.
This might be cut.
There. Yeah, yeah. If the shitty committee is like, oh,
they
that
better
was-
not.
It's
We don't
the
have
first
No,
one.
I'm just saying,
No.
like, your section.
It very well could get cut.
Yeah.
Disclaimer. We are only making light for just a moment, because there is a balance to the darkness.
Yeah.
So we are still here. We are still living. We all still found a way to not be in that situation.
Oh, I'm chilling.
Think if there is 1,000 dark people that ended up listening to episode 1,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh my God, I'm not alone.
No, not even close.
Someone else entertained these ideas.
Dude, we want to hear from you.
Yeah, write us. Super dark, though.
I think I propelled us into pitch black. I really am
did.
sorry.
I had no idea.
I didn't know. I
wanna
didn't know
blame
if
that
that
on
was
the
off
millennial.
limits or not.
What sucks is I have to come up with a new game plan, because you guys will be able to find my body.
Yeah, we're looking
Dude,
at the
this
trees.
is not going to be a game.
All right, that was dark. Let's go on next question.
To be fair, all we know how to do is make jokes. So just laugh with us.
The worst topic possible to
I
joke
know.
about.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Hey, I got to mention one more thing.
Yeah.
My sister said there's some show about teenage suicide that's
I
on.
watched
It's really
it.
good. What's it called?
13 Reasons Why.
I'm going to try it out. It's good.
It's very controversial,
Yeah, I've heard.
and they had to edit the last episode. I think they're editing it right now, but a lot of people are not liking it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the mental health associations are like, if you have ever had a problem, don't watch,
Yeah, I've heard that. It'll
Really?
trigger.
because they do everything wrong.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
they-
going to watch that.
You should. Everybody should watch it.
Man, here we are.
But-
Here we are again with the whole
sorry.
conundrum of like, what's wrong with getting real?
Yeah.
And that was the whole point of the first episode. That was
I
the
know.
whole point of a week ago. We are launching. We did this. It's all set. Here's a conversation in an environment with a healer and a hurt.
Unfiltered.
Unfiltered. Raw. And now here we are
Yeah.
talking.
I'm enjoying this. I hope it comes up pretty good. I think it's going to be a good episode.
I'm just gonna apologize.
All right. Yeah, me too. Don't take my pro tip. All right, here we go. Number 3.
I'm laughing, but I don't know
Thoughts
why.
of suicide, or would you rather just maybe not wake up? Can you play
Okay.
that?
Okay.
Yeah, I want to hear your answer.
Yeah, that's totally it. I'm not a suicide type. I really believe there's an answer and I can find it. But sometimes I'm like, why all this? Why? What is the point? Is this what life is? This is sad. That's what it feels like.
Cool. That wasn't that dark.
No.
The recording's darker than the old recording. All right.
What we just talked about. So what we've established here is the moment that Mason gets uncomfortable, he makes a joke about something.
That's all I know.
That's his
Yeah,
that's all I
coping
know.
mechanism.
That is this man's way of handling things.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, help me.
No, because I
No.
enjoy this.
No.
Sitting across from you, I completely enjoy this.
I'm just melting.
Man,
Do you need a gumbe?
No.
Okay.
we might.
I for sure do.
Yeah, I'm okay with
Hey,
this.
get this. We have 12 questions and we made it through 3. I would like to skip some, but I don't think we can because last minute we had to put it on Mason's phone. So I think we have to listen to it in its entirety. They're quick.
Well, we can figure it out.
They're quick.
Through the magic of
Why don't we
magic.
play one while we gumbe?
Yeah, just hit play.
Okay.
You know, this is honest,
Just
right?
play one
Okay.
more answer. Here's the question. This is easy. Tell me about your panic and let's drink a shot.
Okay.
My first one was like 10 years ago
Gone
in
big.
Las Vegas. Overworking, drinking a lot. I ended up, my first panic attack, I didn't even know what it was. My heart was racing. I couldn't breathe. I thought I was going to mentally snap or everything was going to close in on me. I just filled up a warm bath and got in and laid down in the water and it went away. I just kind of listened to my heartbeat and it went away. But then I woke up the next morning worried if it was still there, and then it set on again, and it took me a couple years to get through the panic. It was so bad, my panic was so bad that my vision would shake. Physically it would tremble, and I thought I was nuts, for sure. It was really scary before I understood it all.
I'm starting to go on the other side of this. This felt awkward to me, having this as the first episode. I mean, we're being honest here. Because I was worried that it was going to get too real too quick.
I know. It was dark.
And I don't know, man. I think we're in a state of mind. Like, I look at the culture we're in. I look at the time that we're in. I look at the things that we're going through. I think there's a lot more people out there that are going through that oh shit belly, that oh shit mind. And but we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna find a way to help people talk about it.
You just have to think that what are the odds that 3 people with that kind of issue is happening at the same table? It's got to be way more common than we know.
Yeah.
If us
for
3
sure.
can just randomly get together through chance and all suffer from it,
Man, it
there's
really
a
is
lot
chance.
out
Huh?
there.
It really is chance.
I got to
Yeah.
put a disclaimer out.
Yeah.
I mean,
because the middle of the episode is good for disclaimers.
yeah, disclaimers right now, middle. No, but no joke. How much fun did we have? Ridiculous fun, craziness for season 1. We touch on the dark spots. We hit it. It never goes away. But I mean, if you're listening to this thinking, well, I just don't want to listen to fucked up people for a whole season, you're not. It was like fun.
See, and that's the thing, is because this might be dark. There is one very powerful interview that is the complete opposite of this.
Yeah.
Plus, we laugh a lot.
Oh, it is
Maybe
fun.
we're just laughing at ourselves because we think we're funny, but
Yeah.
give it a shot.
Yeah, isn't that the best part there? We think we're funny.
Listen to at least 3 seasons.
I like
Yeah, exactly. Just listen to 3 seasons and
And-
let us know.
that. We hope that Jameson is still around the 3rd season.
Yeah, and our
Well-
palate better arrive by then.
You guys, we got to be savage. Season 1, you
They had their opportunity.
if our palate's not there by the beginning of season 2,
Yeah.
Yeah. We're never going to mention you again.
Man, I'm Irish, Scottish, and Welsh here. Like, you should be sending this.
Yeah.
really, you're like the poster child for.
Yeah. I'll wear a kilt. If that's what it takes, I'll put a kilt on.
Yeah. We're monetizing this podcast with threats. So,
I don't
yeah.
want to say there are other whiskey brands, but I'm just saying.
I've
but
never
there
heard
are.
of one.
See, my suggestion was, look, we're going to go to Scotch. Do you want us to go to Scotch?
Whoa.
I've never had
Jameson. If you or someone you know knows anyone in the Jameson company, tell them we're waiting for our pallet.
Just
They're
give
out
us a
there.
call.
Yeah.
We'll just have a conversation.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll interview.
I will happily talk to your marketing department.
Or we'll send you a ransom note and we'll have a list of demands.
Oh, huge.
We'll be holding your brand ransom.
Can we leave that up to the millennial to write those?
Sure, but I don't think many millennials have magazines, so we can't cut the letters out. We're all digital.
Oh, okay. So when the letter is drafted, can we take a picture and put it up on the website?
We can.
That is awesome.
We'll just Photoshop different fonts.
Whoa.
Sorry, guys.
Digital.
I'm so old I don't even know what Photoshop is.
It's now a verb.
Oh, that was bad.
What do you guys think about this idea?
Okay.
We're gonna roll through like three. Yeah, we're gonna roll through 3 questions.
Okay.
Hit play, and I'm just gonna roll the questions, and then after 3, gather whatever you want to talk about, and we'll do it again.
Okay.
Because they'll go quick.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. 3 questions. First one is, tell me about your compulsions, and then I'll mention the other ones as we're flying.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, we good?
Yeah, this is tell me about your compulsions, Mr. Stott.
Gambling.
I love
But
gambling.
it's weird. I set limits for myself, so I don't over gamble. But it feels good. Drinking doesn't feel like I'm happy, but it feels like it goes away.
It feels amazing.
It's like relief.
Tell me about OCD.
Oh, geez. I mean, I think I had it as a child, but
Oh, jeez.
diagnosed OCD was maybe like 5 years ago,
This might be better.
and it was thought OCD, not.
Thought OCD is crazy, by the way.
Yeah, and
It
then
is.
about the time my therapist we recognized it is when a year later I was like, I'm going to go to an OCD specialist, and that made a big difference because all she works in is that. And she took a different approach with me too. It was more like feeling it, letting it happen, discounting it as a real thought, realizing that it's the fear that makes it obsessive
What are
instead
your
of a real thought. I was convinced I was insane or going to go insane.
I got to tell you guys more about
But mine's
that.
weird life stuff. Like if I'm not good as a person, then the universe will make me pay. Or if I don't do this, or I'm not that great of a person right now, so my child might get taken from me because
Wow.
I'm not doing that great. Or it's weird. It's like deeper OCD. And I even go through little religious bouts where it's like, am I denying like God or something, and then am I going to pay because I'm out here trying to figure it out without a religion?
Tell me your thoughts on God, Mr. Stott.
Yeah, a little bit Mormon when I was in elementary, and then we fell away from it. And I hadn't really cared, and I still don't necessarily care about our religion, but it's weird. It's like I feel like I owe God or I'm going to pay sometimes. But I don't think of God as some vengeful. I don't know what God is, but it's weird. But like part of me wonders if I'm supposed to be doing that. Or I'll pay. It sounds weird to hear me say it.
OCD and God.
Man, I gotta tell you, I almost got uncomfortable, and then I got very excited that I hope our listeners just got that. Because I think you just addressed something that a lot of us think about.
Yeah, the whole the back and forth between what God is and if he's judging you and going to kill you or your family.
Well, and the
What's
OCD...
weird is I don't struggle with that at all.
Really? I don't anymore. Dude, when I heard that, I was like, that doesn't feel like me anymore.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was still playing with God ideas.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that comes out of desperation to understand what's going on.
Yeah, and when you're in an idea set or a religious idea set and you leave, there's just always that apprehension, like I'm leaving God.
Oh, yeah. I've been there.
Hey, will you pass me the motherfucking roll, go?
No, because we're recording. What is wrong with you?
I'm starving.
Later. We'll get some dinner
Damn
later.
it, you guys.
So,
Okay, so OCD first. Let's tackle that.
Yeah.
Will?
People don't even know what OCD is.
I have a touch of it. I think you've seen it a little bit.
I wash my hands. I have OCD. Fuck, that's like a piece.
Fuck.
yeah.
You don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, we were doing some work. Hey, what do you know for the ShaneTrain website?
Yeah.
And my OCD took over a little
See,
bit.
that's typical shit.
I know, but it's still there.
It's kind of real.
Yours is dark OCD.
So here's what.
Thought
Whoa,
OCD.
Wait a minute. Don't put the term dark.
No, it is dark OCD.
It's dark OCD.
Okay.
It
No,
is.
but let me give you the
Yeah.
definition I know of OCD now.
Okay.
When your brain conjures up stuff that is just it bothers you, and then you do something, or you keep doing it just because it bothers you. Like, let me give you, for instance, and I've actually dealt with this, and this is like super crazy dark. Like, just stabbing someone you care about right in that moment. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like...
I've done that too.
And here's the thing. You go, that bothers me so much because I love that person so much. Why am I thinking this? I'm a bad person who thinks about stabbing people. No, your brain is actually just on this sweet little loop that thinks of stuff that terrifies it. And then just thinks of it. And then when you don't want to... it's like right now, hey, you guys, don't think of a pink elephant. What did you both see?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so your brain throws shit at you that's horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
That's exactly what I was told, because I myself sometimes go to therapy. And after I got back from San Diego, I told my doctor, therapist, whatever, about the incident about me wanting to throw the car off the road.
Yep.
And he was saying that your brain keeps thinking that because you don't want it to happen so bad.
It's horrible.
That's what comes to the front of your mind.
Yeah, it's
and
horrible.
So, like, if you have a child and you're holding your kid on your deck and you think about holding the kid over the deck on the ledge, it's because you don't want it to happen so bad that it's just right there and your brain just thinks about it.
And it terrifies you and you wonder what you are or who you are.
Yeah.
Or if you are your thoughts.
Wow.
I had to disconnect from my thoughts and be like, thoughts aren't me. What I do with my thoughts is me.
Yeah.
You two literally just put me through a free therapy session because there's something.
Well, it's not free.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, how much money you got on you?
You already taxed me, dude. It was like shank, shank, shank. Give me those dollar bills.
If you give me pretzels right now, I won't charge you.
No, I'm not
we're
going to let
not
you eat
doing
pretzels on my
The
bill.
quietest
I'll
snack
just-
food
okay.
ever.
I'll just send an invoice.
If we haven't already lost listeners, we will lose them.
We've lost like half by now.
Yeah, we will lose them if you're.
We have a cult small following. They're losing like every second.
Go ahead, Will.
So maybe I never acknowledged it.
Mm-hmm.
When there are awkward situations, so here's a little bit of. So church, funerals, respectful situations where people are supposed to be quiet, mass.
Yelling and screaming.
So I have a huge. I feel like I'm going to scream.
Yes.
Loud.
This is so common.
So
Yeah, me too.
a jump up and whatever. Sometimes it's like profane, like I'm gonna scream the F-bomb in the middle of mass in this like beautiful ceremony, and I lose where I'm at, and then my head is just like, please don't do this. You're gonna do this. Please don't do this. So you're right.
You're dabbling in OCD right now.
Dabbling.
And I just want to put that out there for the listeners that when you said that, Shane leapt forward and his eyes got huge because that's exactly what he's talking about.
Because I knew what you were gonna say. There's parts I'm in like meeting settings, reverend moments.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if right now it's just like, motherfucking Satan?
You should just try it, see how it goes.
No, just to get over the fear, I should
just
try
try
it.
it.
Yeah.
So literally, we just covered what this whole show is about.
I hope
Yeah,
1,000.
you're right.
You are no longer alienated. We are going to cover every fucking topic.
Yeah.
Every topic from here on out.
Yeah.
Every topic.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Wow. So you're saying when I'm at mass, I should not scream out like
No.
No.
You should just try it, see how it goes, feel it out.
Oof.
Read the situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
If you
deal.
got the right pastor
Deal.
or
I'm really hoping somebody out there is just giggling at the fact of like,
I bet you there's
if there's
I
someone
bet
out-
you there's 1,000 people who are like, oh my god, I think about that all the time.
I bet there's 1,000 people that have done it.
Yeah. Whoa. No one does
okay,
this shit.
okay. Sidebar: if you do it, can you blame it on Tourette's? And if you blame it on Tourette's, do you have to keep it up?
You have to run with Tourette's.
That's
Yeah.
You're that guy.
If I did do it, I'd keep running with it.
Yeah, why
Oh,
would
yeah.
I'd
Why
be like, it's a
wouldn't you?
disorder, motherfucker. I love Satan.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
You just go right to Satan.
Yeah, why do you
what
keep
else
going
is
back to Satan
blasphemous?
here? Oh, that might be. Huh? So I said mass, you went to Satan, huh? Wow.
Nice, dude.
Okay.
You
I
guys-
love this episode. Go ahead.
This is awesome. Look, I hope you're still listening.
You guys,
Yeah.
I have 1, 2,
I
3,
pray.
4, 5. I have 6 questions.
Okay,
Should
go
we
through it.
I think we need to keep moving.
Yeah, no, I think you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm looking for the question that's most embarrassing for
That
me
was
right now.
not heavy at all.
No.
No, just read them. Look, we had a whole, and here's the thing, I'm just going to bring it up again, super, super pissed, because there was a whole bunch of balance. We all edited this. We found a way to literally present a therapy situation that was awkward and not awkward and revealing and not revealing, and it was just real. It was real.
Yeah.
And why are you going to do this? Why are people going to have a podcast, right? The whole basis, or be on the radio, or write a movie, or write a book. You just want to be real. You had an idea, and we ran with it, and then it got stopped.
Yeah.
Day of launch.
Day of launch.
Day of launch.
It got stopped.
Mother-
It's like we were trying to push the button to go, and it just wouldn't work.
Our artist that does you're going to see throughout the season some amazing work.
Yeah.
In the middle, he's like, "What just happened?" We're like, "No, we can't run this.
Lawyer said no.
No."
Yep.
I think this next question might be my most embarrassing. I'm not sure, but the rest I don't even give a shit about. I care about, but they're not embarrassing. She asked me to describe my childhood, and I think it plays into OCD. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's see
but
what happens.
We can skip anything.
No, I don't want to skip.
Okay.
I don't want to lose the juice. I'm like way beyond embarrassed already. Let's go.
We've been through. Okay.
Yeah, you guys literally just saw a breakthrough I had, and I didn't expect that after recording this many episodes. Hey.
Maybe.
This is rough, Mason.
'Kay.
Stop being mean.
Overall pretty fun. I didn't fit in quite right,
Understatement.
but I had really good friends. It was total positive childhood. I mean, not all of it, but overall it was positive. It was a good childhood.
That might be it. The next question is, why are you here?
I took that as philosophical. Disclaimer, I thought that was a philosophical question.
Yeah.
Not why are you in the office
Yeah, so
right now?
I never even put this together. In third grade,
Still OCD.
I remember carrying around a picture of my mother in my pocket every day and crying all day in class. And it got to the point where they called the counselor in, and she would come and get me for lunch in the beginning every day and take me to lunch. And it was just enough to get me through the day. I remember feeling really embarrassed, and people thought I was so weird that I was crying for no good reason, and I didn't understand it. And it tapered off to where it was just lunch a couple times a week, and then it was gone. It was the third grade. I kind of almost forgot about it, and then later the OCD Suze was like, "That's classic OCD then." It's about your mom and being abandoned. It was constant. It was crazy. I don't understand it at all.
It just happened. Like, you know how everything that happens in your adult life you think about and kind of understand how it happened? I was just crying in third grade looking at a picture of my mom, and the circumstance was recently divorced, switched schools multiple times. I was visiting my dad on random weekend. I don't know what happened, but I remember being like, what is going on? Why am I crying? Why do I have to see a counselor every day? Why is my mom picking me up for lunch every day? And I just went through it. I don't know what it was. It was deep. And then all of a sudden one day it was gone. And then I forgot about it. And I'm sure I forgot about it with what the hell was that? And I didn't think about it until I was back in an OCD counselor. And we were trying to figure out if I had early symptoms or if it was developed. And when she heard that story, she's like, "Oh my God, there was when you developed it."
Wow.
That was your first time. It was weird.
That's a hard subject for me.
Yeah.
Well, you both could answer. Why did I go back to Idaho this Saturday?
Visit your mom.
See your mom?
And what's my mom been doing?
I don't want to guess that.
I'm not going to say.
Yeah, in and out of prison.
Yeah.
So I carried the weight of a long time that I thought that it was my fault. That shit just got real, huh?
Yeah.
So we're doing it. We're doing episode 1. You're listening.
We'll put a disclaimer. Fuck
Yeah.
'em.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, trigger moment,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Trigger moment. This is a giant bag of suck, but we're going to be honest here.
That bag of stuff.
Yeah, it's a giant bag of suck. We're going to be honest here.
Giant bag of sus.
I carried the weight for a long time that I thought that was me. I thought that was my fault. No. Well, no.
Well, what else do you think when you're a kid? That's where your mind goes.
And then carry over kid to adulthood.
Yeah.
And then you finally have to make that decision of no, it's not.
Fucked up parents.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to know what's
We all have a lot of similarities, don't we?
Yeah,
It's
really weird.
You know what's funny is I have really good parents, but when you become a parent, you realize that first off, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Second off, you're doing the best you can, and I think that applies to most parents.
Yeah.
So isn't that weird?
Yeah, I think we all have. Well, it just kind of goes into what you're saying. We all think we have messed up parents because they were doing what they thought was right, but it necessarily wasn't.
No, was it like an evil spirited thing? Was it some?
No.
No.
Not in most people's.
They are who they are.
Yeah.
They had parents they had. They're coming from where they come from. They're doing the best they can. They're figuring out life, and you're like a product of that.
Mm-hmm.
And when you really look at it that way, it seems to keep improving generation to generation. Like I can't blame my parents. Stuff just worked out the way it worked out, man.
Yeah. Well, they knew when they became parents. They knew as much as you knew when you became a parent.
Nothing.
Just nothing.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, I know very little.
Science gets better, and social studies get better, and that helps to improve things. But at the end of the day, nobody really knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, it's crazy. You didn't realize that because as a kid, you look at your parent and you're like, they know everything.
Right, and
There's a reason this is happening because they know.
yeah,
It's
and
weird.
you also got to think about the times. People were working not harder, but harder jobs. So that was a big factor of the way some people would act when they got home.
Yeah,
So that was a little bit different. I think now is a great time to raise a kid.
yeah. It's much more shared responsibility of raising a kid.
Yeah.
I feel like it used to be more dad works, mom kids.
I got lucky being raised by my grandparents. So, my dad was there, and he did a little in and out and what have you. I got lucky.
I never met my dad.
That's crazy, man.
Never.
Still.
Maybe when I was like a month.
You don't want to meet him?
Nah, I'm cool.
So like if he was a special guest,
I'd punch you both in the dick.
that'd be a good episode.
I really
So,
wouldn't.
Mason meets
Do you
his
want to hear
dad.
what we're doing next Friday?
Oh my god.
I'll be
Yeah, do you
somewhere
happen
else.
to-
Yeah, you can just meet my mom.
Yeah.
How about that?
Your mom's cool.
She was basically my mom and my dad.
Your mom
Wow.
was watching our Facebook Live cheering
I know.
you on.
I
Cool
know.
mom.
I got to give the shout out to Chi-Town. That was to your
Chi-
mom.
Is that Chicago?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're all fucked.
No.
I can't not make a joke. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. One of these days.
It's the way you
Yeah,
go.
you're gonna see Millennial Mason on Comedy Central.
Oh my god.
It's
Don't
gonna-
do this. Don't do
No,
this.
it's for real. No,
No,
he
for-
committed season 1 that he's going to do a comedy show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you
an
want
open mic.
If you want your
Comedy.
Millennial Mason gear, it's on our website, ShaneTrain.com.
Yep.
We also own certain domains that
I own Millennial Mason. If you want to buy it, it's way more than you have.
it's way you can't afford it.
The
I'm
fact,
selling your gear, motherfucker.
yeah.
That's
The
true.
fact is we've thought so much about this. We bought the domains.
Mason.
It doesn't take a lot for Shane to buy a domain, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Quick answer. How
Yeah.
many domains do you have?
400.
This is.
Just a nice round number.
Mason,
Why not?
people are going to want Millennial Mason gear. You represent a
Let's-
generation.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's a lot of responsibility.
I freaked out Friday. I was shaking and crying in the kitchen, dress, and my wife. I freaked out my wife. She was crying, and then I just called. So, but I haven't dealt with that in years, and since the original. Sorry. What's interesting is this feeling right now equal. I was crazy. I was insane, and my life was going to collapse. Yeah, this feeling used to equal that. Now with therapy, it doesn't equal anything. I just feel like crap.
Interesting. I think you asked me, what's your pleasure capacity right now? Trying to figure out what joy I'm capable of, I think is what he was asking.
A gauge.
Yeah. Question 10.
What do you get enjoyment out of?
Yeah,
Podcasting.
10%. It's just barely there. Like living seems like why?
Whoa. I'm much better now. And then he asked me about like anticipatory anxiety because I said I was nervous to be in the office. Probably because I was recording it without authorization, but anyway.
Yeah, I kind of thrive and look for that. Yeah, I feel like it's good when I'm. Yeah, with life, I've really the comfort zone stuff. I've really made leaps and bounds by going through comfort zone. So now I seek out for those situations.
That might be it. Cool.
Okay.
So we only have one section left. So I don't know if that was juicy enough to even talk about. It's kind of bland.
I took the "Why are you here?" question as a philosophical question,
Yeah.
and I saw that going twofold. So when you presented this, and when I heard about it, the original session, I was like, "Oh, that's really a healthy question to ask. Why are you here?
Yeah.
Literally, why are you here? So he's trying to get a gauge of where you are as your status of life. We've gone through the OCD. We've gone through medications you've been on. We've gone through suicidal tendencies. And we're not talking about the band.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bad attempt at being funny. So
if I would have been more in the 70s, I would have got that.
no, that hurts a little bit. That's a good old guy joke. I don't feel that old. I don't
You're
feel that
not.
old. No. So, but the why are you here, to me, not a therapist, would be a gauge of what is your value right now.
Yeah, why? Oh, man, I was there for pure just pain.
Yeah.
Life was pure pain at that point.
So when you walked in that building, though, I mean, we heard in the very beginning of this, like there was some shaking in your voice.
Yeah.
When you went in that room, the question of why are you here, did you go in loaded? Did you go in ready to spill all? Or did you go in to just receive an answer and then take that home, digest it, and make it work for you?
Man, I was just in so much pain that I needed a lot of help. They had a 26-page intake form, I believe.
Wow.
And it was everything you could ever imagine. And then they kind of just start to, I guess, find a place for you, find what you're dealing with. And then they passed me to like a secondary, and that question was in the secondary. But really, why I was there was my pleasure capacity was so far down that I set aside a day for myself to do anything, and I didn't want to do anything. I could have literally played all day, slept all day, hiked all day, anything I wanted all day, and I couldn't get myself to do anything because I was like, kind of just want to die. It was bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was it fear of living or a want to die?
Dude,
Man, that's a hard one to answer, and
it is hard, but like
I don't mean to frame it that way. Maybe I do.
The only way I could explain how it feels is usually you think your thoughts are your mood and your happiness and your life, you know, like how things are going. But the place I was at and the dark, I just explained it like a dark cloud. Like literally nothing fires anything that feels good in your brain. You're just like, what am I doing on earth? I'm done.
So you scheduled a day off.
Yeah.
To almost put yourself in the same torment that you knew you would be in.
I don't know. I thought like skateboarding or playing or gambling or something would take it away. I didn't want to do anything.
Did you look forward to that day?
Nothing.
I guess I'm just trying to get a gearing.
Nothing, man. It was over.
Okay.
That's why I was there. And I actually forced that last appointment. The questions you're listening to now are the secondary appointment, and I forced it because I was out of ideas.
Okay.
It was bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Literally, there are only 2 questions left, and they're both just about substances. So we can play them, talk, and just see kind of how this wraps up.
I think we need to because we touch on substance throughout
Later on.
season.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. I want to get high for the first time in 10 years. Well, I was high at a Tool concert, but I was also super wasted. So I don't know really what happened.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. Season 2. All right, anyways. Let's play the last 2 questions and just see where it goes and wrap it up.
Okay.
I think he asked me, what's your history of substance abuse? Speaking of abusing substances.
We're due a
Yeah,
Grande.
well, define abuse. But I used a bunch of substances. All of it. Like
all of it.
Cocaine, ecstasy, marijuana.
All the above.
Ketamine. Meth. Mushrooms. I went through a really rough phase.
No meth.
I did do meth.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the second question is, where did I get the ketamine? He was interested in that. He's like, wait a second. Where did you get ketamine?
We buy it from a friend who knew a vet.
We got it from a vet,
we would
dude.
just get a bottle of liquid and microwave
What's
it.
his name?
And scrape it and snort it.
You'd pour it out on a
It was
dish.
really enjoyable. You would essentially you're just microwaving it till you evaporated, scraping the dust up.
Yeah, so you would just play it. You would pour out ketamine, like the injectable kind, on a plate, microwave it till it turned to just residue, scrape it and snort it. Ketamine, and it's going to sound like an endorsement. Ketamine was one of the best drugs I ever did because no hangover, man. You would snort it, you'd feel awesome. 20, 30 minutes later, you are sober, ready to go to bed, no hangover ever. You're good to drive. It was the ultimate party drug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on a balance point for that. They are starting to use and have for a while, and it's getting more approval. They are using that as relationship therapy in
Ketamine?
sessions
Really?
They're using it for depression therapy too.
and depression
I
therapy.
know depression. So some of the banter was the uses of ketamine, and I had to cut it all out because it was
Yeah.
banter. It pissed me off.
Oh, it was great.
It was useful.
We're a scholarly doctor
Yeah.
who had years and years and years and years of knowledge,
He worked on a
And a
lot of
really
medical
nice guy.
panels.
Yeah,
he was
great
a cool
guy.
He still's a cool guy. It's
and he
just-
was all about
It's
it.
that stupid company.
We just had an offset there.
Yeah.
So, oof.
Meth was rough, man.
I not something that I would ever willing or want to. I had family members that dove in really, really deep, and it was really hard to watch. Was
Me
that
too.
a light touch for you? Was that a you did it and then got scared? Was that
No, it's probably like 3-4 times. The first time I did meth, it was slipped to me by
Okay.
someone I trusted.
I want to give a quick, so you're not seeing us as of yet. Shane is a fully functioning looking, so when you hear the word meth, like you're just picturing like this in a Wyoming in a trailer, like, no offense to Wyoming, I'm just meaning like.
All the
we're-
offense to Wyoming.
No, we're building the picture here of just like a strung out, scabbed, jail ridden, I don't know.
Well, you know, he did a
just
handful of times.
not a good shot.
No, it's a handful.
So, I guess the point I'm trying to get at is you've already listened. We've already gone this deep. You were that willing to find either happiness or stabilization
Yeah.
that you were willing to try anything?
Now, you talking on the meth or on this appointment?
I guess the meth triggered me.
So on the meth, I was in a point in my life, and I didn't realize that so many things were not going right, that I was probably searching for something. I don't know what it was, but I'll tell you what it was. Consciously, I wanted to try every drug. I wanted no one to ever be able to say, you don't understand what I'm talking about. So I just went out to do all the
That is
drugs.
Shane, dude.
Isn't that weird?
So that's powerful. And I'm going to say that from years and years of study of sociology, that's powerful. Because there's a whole other side of that of, so you didn't seem like you wanted to do drugs just to do drugs. You were doing drugs to experience the effect.
Yeah, and
It sounds like research, man.
to be totally honest, especially with ecstasy. So no, we're talking 10 years ago, man. So
It's a long
like,
time.
How old are
A
you?
long time. I'm 33. So we're talking 23 years old is a different time of
Yeah,
life.
what were you all doing at
It's-
23?
It's not even
I
relevant.
was working here.
It's not relevant in my life.
Oh my God.
Not even relevant in my life anymore. But at the time, I was doing all of them. Pretty much. I never did like LSD, acid. I never did.
Too scared for those.
Yeah, but at the time, ecstasy was no joke. I was having like breakthroughs in what life was to me. If you've ever done ecstasy, it truly is that. And I was just, I was enjoying every second of most of what I was doing. But meth was like, it made me feel horrible about myself. And I don't know if it was because of the stigma or what, because when you're on it, it feels like you are absolutely invincible, and
Okay.
you have tons of energy and you're hyper focused. So it was good in a lot of ways, but like the reality of meth is it's going to get you. That's one of the ones you
Yeah.
just don't mess with.
Yeah, we all hear the horror stories and know the horror stories.
Yeah,
Can you, for those people that are listening, can you tell them where you were living and what you were doing?
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, because this is going to give an explanation of also what took you to this point.
I was down and out, dropped out of college, living with roommates. All we did was party, and when I say party, I mean drugs. Every night was a drug. I never got into injecting things. That kind of freaked me out. But we were just running with a crowd that was looking for something. I don't know, man. What was weird, though, is there was a lot of stuff happening in my life. Like, I didn't put it all together till I was out. When you look back, you can put it together. But looking back, there was like a suicidal thing happened in my family. There was a death of my sister. There was dropping out of college. There was failing as a human. There was drugs. There was like so much stuff that I didn't consciously think of, but it makes more sense now. I was looking to escape this reality. I was going somewhere else
distraction.
every night.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it was weird, man.
I don't use that word lightly. That's beautiful.
I didn't ever put it together till it was all over. But it's not. So if you're listening to this and it feels like this is what they do, this is like a 10-year ago thing.
Yeah.
But it got me to the point of absolute anxious anxiety, panic breakdown, which then was the rebuilding of my life.
Well, here's a great time to say it again. I mean, let's really drive home the fact. Why did you want to do this? Because Mason and I are here because this is fantastic. Like, this is...
I know. We have a chemistry.
This is a perfect chemistry.
Yeah.
This is going to work. And frankly, I don't give two shits if you're listening or not listening.
Yeah.
If we have a following, I mean, I don't care.
That's all background stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna do this regardless. So Fridays happen, Jameson. I feel bad for you if we're not on second season.
I know. If you're not...
for you, Jameson.
Yeah,
Side note. It's like they really give a shit of... Anyway.
Whoa.
Dude. No, I'm just... Okay, maybe you got a good point. Can I rescind that? No, it's out there.
No,
it's out
there.
there. Yeah, it's out there.
Rolled gold. We need a pound of pretzels.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You and the damn pretzels.
You're just
huh?
hungry.
I'm so hungry.
Oh,
but go ahead.
We have a bag of pretzels here on the table, and there's been like daggers of eyeballs of like, please give me a
Also,
pretzel.
you're the only one I know who calls them rolled gold and not just pretzels.
I'm pitching brand. I'm threatening brands so we can get free pretzels.
Is that like calling a Slurpee a 7-Eleven?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, you guys.
No, don't apologize.
What are you
That's
sorry
awesome.
for?
I'm sorry. It's just a little special. It's a little simple.
Well, he said it.
I did say it.
Okay.
I did say it.
Anyway.
The meaning of this podcast,
What? Why?
for me, honestly, in every arena of my life, I have to show up as a certain Shane. So show up as like family Shane, husband Shane, raising kids Shane. I have to show up as like Zen Float Shane. You know, everything is peaceful and holistic Shane. And then like Walker Tape. You know, business and team building and leadership. There was. And I already had the feeling when I was with people I really trusted, like you guys, like friends, but that feeling wasn't prevalent in my life. Like, it wasn't a leading piece. So for the podcast for me is I get to be my most pure self on a regular basis with two other guys who are being their most real selves weekly. This is good. This is therapy. I would record if no one listened. But I bet my mom would listen if no one listened. So we have one listener.
You know my mom will.
So we have two listeners for sure.
So
And your daughter's going to listen.
Your daughter's going to listen.
yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I'm okay with her listening because there was some trepidation there for just a moment.
For sure.
And after
We'll get it figured out.
Super pissed last week, and you both. I had a killer week, like high on the hog. And Shane, I don't know if you've ever seen me have that much energy that I had.
Yeah. You're forever changed, by the way.
Forever changed.
Yeah.
And you'll hear this later on. Like, there were some things that happened to me that was just like, I can never go back. Forever positive, forever being the change in the world. I had some trepidation because it was like, I'm a parent. There's an obligation that I have to protect and provide and everything else. And then we started doing this, and then life felt more real. She's going to experience the same thing. She's going to be in a group of friends. She's going to be in an environment. She's going to go through, not my scenarios, but she's going to go through her own scenarios. Am I ripping her off if I'm not real? Am I ripping her off if I'm not like, well, shit, this is what I went through. So either you learn from my mistakes or you look at it like a positive that you heard what I went through. Yeah. Because Mason, on this show, was not prepped. You called me out for something I did not expect to admit. Did not.
Yeah. This episode's been crazy.
Yeah.
We recorded 17, 16, 18
a lot.
Episodes.
Yeah.
We didn't get this place until this episode. I'm so glad we re-recorded this.
Yeah, me too.
So for those of you that are listening, what we've dove into is in the past.
Yeah.
What we are going into is our future forward.
Yeah.
And we're going to have fun.
Yeah.
We're going to have fun.
Show.
Perfect episode. Hey,
so, let's set expectations real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, man. You set them.
Oh shit. Well,
no.
The
honestly.
expectations for this.
Your
podcast?
laugh made us clip. That's fantastic.
Sorry, my laugh.
No, don't apologize.
I just want to add a
You
note.
hit the point.
every episode has a different Shane laugh,
God.
and so when we're editing, we like to cut those out and listen.
Oh my God, they're painful.
We have a whole
Hallmark moment.
folder of just Shane laughs.
Thank you for that.
So I could create like an audience sound of all your different laughs.
You should, because I challenge both of you to embarrass me.
Okay.
Mason, set expectations.
I don't know if I'm going to set the expectation, but I'll just give a thought. We might talk about different things, but we're not trying to tell you how to think. Like if we have a guy who believes in aliens, we're not necessarily saying, hey, aliens are real. Or, we talk about these dark things, but we're not necessarily saying, you should be dark or anything like that. We're just trying to have conversations, and you guys get to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. It's just having interesting conversations and allowing people to sit in.
It's beautiful.
That was awesome.
Maybe it's time to roll to our theme song, which we put so much effort
Okay,
into.
so
Well, let's slow down there.
Okay, whoa. You guys want to finish? You finish how you want.
Let's all give an expectation.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Will.
no, I wasn't there. I was going to give a quick shout out to the gentleman who worked very, very hard on our theme song.
Yeah, he nailed it.
So Daniel
And
Smalling,
the producer who worked on it.
Yeah,
Homeboy.
we have a lot of hands, and that's the fun part. It just isn't the three of us. We have a lot of people that have been behind the scenes,
Yeah.
making sure that we we make asses of ourselves, but
Speak
making
for
sure
yourself.
that okay, fine. I'll wear that hat and own it.
What's an expectation that you want to set for the listener?
That's a fun question. For me, I have a couple of choices in life. I can wake up and I can do my 9 to 5, or I can flip the script and I can sleep in and do a 1 to 9. Right? These are the expectations that society has for me. I have to work to live, or I can flip it and I have to live to work. So for me, when I show up on a Friday, I realize that we will cover and can cover any topic. I don't really care if the listener is interested or not interested.
Yeah.
What I care about is that we are enjoying this conversation. So if there is one person that is engaged and hitting, they're feeling how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
That's really the only value that I'm seeing in this. So my expectation is that we just continue to enjoy it.
That's how I feel. Like we're not out there to change anyone's mind, really.
No.
And we're not out there to put anything in your brain. Just listen or don't.
Yeah, you brought up aliens.
Aliens.
Dude,
We might bring up a
he's
prostitute.
the number one expert in the number one
Spoiler.
alien
Shane,
experience.
what is your expectation?
Expectation, let me think honestly.
Did you say number one?
Yeah.
He's the number one?
He's the number one expert in the number one event in human history.
We're not going to say what event.
Yeah. You got to listen. Just listen. Expectation, let me think.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the real expectation for this podcast.
Yeah.
There's so many podcasts out there. I hope this one's different. And I don't want to appeal to a bunch of mainstream jaffies. I want to appeal to like a small group who goes, yeah, I feel this. I'm going to listen to this.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't really care. I would do this for free, and I would do this with 2 listeners, me and Mason's moms. So, yeah.
And his kid.
Yeah, and your kid. So we got 3 listeners.
She will.
I would do this for 5 years with 3 listeners.
That was awesome.
Let's just do that.
Holy
That's our
shit,
goal.
that was awesome.
Can we carry 3 listeners for 5 years?
Yeah.
Well, we can all listen.
Yeah, if they
We
fall
can
through,
easily double.
if they fall through, we'll listen.
wait.
We can double our growth.
So the only thing I know is Facebook then with 3 likes.
We'll get 6.
We'll get
Oh.
sick.
Almost guaranteed.
Whoa. We just doubled.
Yeah.
How many fake accounts can you guys make?
Oh, that hurts. Can you Snapchat a podcast?
Okay.
It's called Snapchat.
It's called.
Can you
You can always Instagram.
can you twit a thing?
You can twat it.
Oh, okay. You guys.
Can you
really
get all up in the DMs?
Are we ready to leave?
You guys are fucking
All up
triggering
in the
me.
DMs.
I'm gonna cut this out of
All
spite.
up in the DMs. I can't
This is
believe
what
I
you've
just
done.
did that.
I hope everyone enjoys the theme song that is about to play because we spent so much effort and time on it.
And he was okay. So before we play it,
It's probably playing right now.
he did a lot of work, and we did a lot of research to find the guy. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
It's close to something, but not close enough to be sued, so it's awesome.
How about we just let him listen?
All right.
Can we not dabble in lawsuits anymore? We already have enough this
It's
season.
kind of
I know.
exhilarating.
From the beginning to the end.
I know. All right,
Cut.
goodbye, people.
Instant cut.
This is the Shane Train.
Don't leave us on this episode. Try 2 or 3 or 5 seasons. Thanks.
I have one thing to
Okay,
say.
thanks.
Yeah.
We are recording.
Bye.
They call me a listener, they say that I should start to explore everything. Oh, I may be a listener and maybe I should. There's joy in the message I bring. Shane Train, Shane Train. I am free and at ease, I record what I please. Shane Train, Shane Train, Shane Train.